Right. This is the first edition of the Trig Memoirs. I had this planned out, but I'm not quite sure anymore what I wanted to say, why I wanted to say it. But I guess we'll just go from there. I guess it's more of why. Why do this? Why do what I do as a GM? Why bother? And what drives me to spend 6 months doing this? 6 months that I could have spent other projects, other things, playing other things, doing other things. Why this? Well, you're going to have to know a little bit more about me to know that. I guess I grew up a gamer. Age 4 is when I got an N64. Before that, I was even playing NES and Super Nintendo. So I've been gaming for a good half or more of my life. Probably longer. Good 20 years or more of just straight non-stop gaming for most of my existence. And what does that mean? It means that I've had a real good look at gaming and what it is and why it does what it does. I mean, what it is, I feel, in my opinion, is it is meant for entertainment. I mean, and it's personal. Not everyone will be entertained by the same things. That's why there's genres. That's why there's so many different types of games. But I started to look a little deeper within myself, within the video games. And I started to see that I feel it is a box. Technically, that's what it is. It's taking an idea, boxing it, and selling it. 'Tis what a video game is, sadly. And then I just recently started looking back and saying, alright, how much am I spending on this? How much enjoyment am I getting? I started asking the whys. And what I found was not very happy thoughts. Turns out, I didn't know the hows or the whys. I didn't know why I kept seeking this enjoyment. I just did it. I didn't question it. And that's almost disturbing, thinking that I knew anything. It's like, how can you say you know anything if you didn't even question why you did this? So I did. I questioned it. And I started slowly drifting away from buying all these expensive things, looking for expensive habits. And I started looking for alternatives to fill the gap, because it's a large gap. It's 20 years of my life. And so here I am. I ended up doing roleplay as a GM. Why? Because it fills that gap that was missing. That gap being, I didn't want to be restricted. I wanted a game that could last me a long time without it slowly becoming more and more boring, forcing myself to play it when I'd rather be doing something else. I played games like Skyrim. I played games like Fallout, or any of those other open world games where there is a finite. Eventually you will hit a finite, and you will be forced to move on. Even with modifications, there's only so much you can do with it. Only so much you can do in a box. That's not the case in roleplay, I feel. In roleplay, you can create what you want, you can use what you want, have whatever adventure you want. You can, if you want it to be a tree, if you want it to be a man, if you want it to be an orc, you can be all those things in a roleplay. In a video game, not so much. It's really dependent on the premise of the game. What's in this game? And does it fit your needs? This, you have your needs, you make your own. And of course I've met like-minded individuals, people like me, people who are really starting to think, but safe to say that I think I'm thinking a little bit more deeply, that I'm trying to guide them towards the same thoughts, asking the whys. Why do this? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong to do so. Maybe some people are comfortable with that lifestyle. Time will tell.